Hey guys, this is Dave with Moniology. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today is Wednesday, September 27th, 2017, and this is the Precious Metal Sector Review. For those of you who are new to our analyses and our videos, what we do is we use weekly charts to better understand what's going on in the markets to help us remove some of the shorter term noise. And once we analyze some of the larger sector, then we take a look at some of the top picks in the sector. We're not going to do that here in this particular video, but we did want to just take a look at what's going on in gold, silver, platinum, and some of the intermarket charts to give us a better sense of where these particular sectors will be headed in the coming weeks ahead. So we had a bit of a pullback over the last couple of weeks, and it's kind of no surprise we broke out of this major resistance above 1300, 1320, and we had a lot of speculators going long right around this point, and that's not necessarily a positive sign when you have the record long speculators. Now over here we had record short speculation, and that's one of the reasons why, in addition to the technical patterns, you thought this would be a very, very good opportunity to go long. So anyway, bottom line is this particular pullback is nothing to be afraid of, and we're still above the middle Bollinger Band of around that 1277 area. We're still above the 50 on the weekly RSI, which we believe will hold a support. And when we'll take a look at some of the other charts, and you'll see why we think that this sector is nearing its bottom here in this corrective pattern. Also, we're above the 50 and the 200 week moving averages of 1262 and 1260 respectively. So long as we're above those two moving averages, there's no question that we are in a bull market. What we believe is the first inning of a bull market in gold, silver, and platinum. Anyway, this is a good opportunity to initiate longs or add to long positions here, and we expect by the end of the year we'll see 1400 or higher in gold. Looking at the silver chart, silver had this wedge breakout here, which is a very bullish pattern, and we broke out, and we unsuccessfely broke out because so far we broke below that pattern, and it's no surprise because we were still below the 50 and the 200 moving averages in silver on the weekly. So until we break those areas, that's very strong resistance. But nonetheless, yes, we are below the 50 on the weekly RSI, and you want to see that get recaptured. But we are basically right now right below the middle Bollinger Band, and I expect these next couple of days will probably close above this trend line once again. But even if we go down lower to 16, I think still we're setting the stage for a multi-year run in the precious metals. So use these opportunities from our perspectives to add or initiate longs versus running for the exits. Platinum's interesting. Just like silver, we had this downtrend line broken in August, mid-July and August, and now we're retesting it from the upside. Should this retest be successful, we believe it will be. It's going to result in much higher prices. We think platinum in the coming years will be a huge winner. And another thing that you want to see here is we broke above this particular RSI trend line right around here on the 42 level, and now we're retesting that same level from the upside. That should serve as very strong support, and as I said, it coincides with this trend line support here. I expect it to hold, and thereafter, if it does, maybe perhaps a couple weeks of consolidation, and then a sharp move higher towards the 1200 area is very possible. Silver to gold ratio chart on the weekly. This is very important because ultimately, if we are indeed in a bull market, as we believe, silver has to outperform gold. And so far, in terms of price, it really has not. But momentum has suggested that we are indeed have broken out of this downtrend. And so here again, we broke out of this downtrend where silver was underperforming gold, and now we made a rally towards the 50 on the momentum on the weekly RSI. Now we're retesting that breakout point around that 40 area. We think that that's going to hold, and should it hold, we expect to see silver's outperformance in the months and years ahead. Junior miners, as represented by the GDXJ, they've been in a basically basing pattern for the last couple of months here, after having broken out of this downtrend line in, let's say, in January of this year, and basically between 30 and 35 for the majority of this year. Finally broke out of that range, but we couldn't quite break above the 200 EMA at this point. But we're just consolidating. We're still above the middle Bollinger Band on the 3350 level, and we think that this is going to ultimately resume and see $45 a share at some point this year. So we're very bullish on the junior miners. Great opportunity to add to longs at this point. Junior miners to majors. You want to see the juniors outperform the majors. We're not really seeing that in terms of price at this point. We're still below the 50 and the 200 EMAs, right below those in terms of the ratio charts. But what we are seeing is some momentum building here, and that's very positive. So we're basically we've built this positive divergence over here relative to price, and now we think that once this resumes to the upside, juniors will outperform gold big time. And now taking a look at the majors versus gold, another one of those where you want to see gold miners outperform the actual ETF of gold, the actual gold price. And we've broken out of this downtrend. Now we're kind of consolidating above this downtrend. We want to see this resume to the upside, and if it does, we think it will soon. You're going to see some substantial upside ahead. The gold bug index, HUI, well, here again, it's this downtrend that was broken. Now we've had a nice little rally. Now there's no surprise. We're meeting some resistance. Now we're pulling back. We're still above the middle Bollinger Band around 195.94. We're just below the 50 on the weekly RSI. Probably wash some weekends out, and ultimately we're going to make a run and to break out of the 200 EMA of 218 at some point this year. Don't be surprised if we see 250 this year at gold bugs, possibly as high as 300. As I said, this bull market is just in its first inning. And the silver junior miners, they're still relatively weak, whereas gold miners have broken out of their downtrend. Silver miners have not, which represents a very good opportunity to go long some great names in the space, GPL, FSM, to name a few. Will present some extremely attractive opportunities once they start building some momentum. But this is above the 200 EMA of around 1158, so we expect this to break higher. We might even see 21, which is effectively a double on silver miners at some point this year. Finally, the silver junior miners versus the majors, still in this kind of rounding base cup and handle pattern, and this is a very bullish pattern, but it's still, we've been basing for 2 years, so you want to see the juniors outperform the majors, and until they do so in a big way, we're still kind of in a stagnant mode. So we'll take a look at some of the names in the actual space, individual names over the coming days and weeks. We pointed out a few yesterday. One that comes to mind is GSS. There's First Finance. There's Northern Dynasty come to mind. Let me see here. A couple other names: TMQ, THM. Even Tahoe looked good until today, but yeah, there's been some technical damage, and to be sure, but now's the time to be doing your homework. Now's the time to be looking at those names that look strongest. One of our favorites right now in this space is BAA's, Banner Corp. The chart looks very, very promising. One additional one is Orca Gold. That one looks fantastic. So a lot of these over-the-counter names look better than the actual juniors in these actual indices like GDXJ. Not quite sure why, but bottom line is, hey, you got to find opportunities where they exist. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Follow us on StockTwits at Moniology, Twitter at Moniology, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel at Moniology. Feel free to share your feedback and thoughts and retweet these videos. Much appreciated, and have yourself a wonderful rest of the week.